Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing Reincarnated Slime Season 2, Episode 14. We had kind of a, intro to the Season 2 Part 2. We just like Part 1, we had kind of a slower episode. It seems to kind of start slow and then speed up. And if last season or last part is any indication, and it does something similar, then I can expect a lot from part 2 here. I can't wait. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, hit that notification bell. If you want to watch these episodes early and uncut, definitely check out my Patreon, patreon.com/ajrich123, and let's go ahead and start. Okay, that's not shady at all. Holy Empire of Lublius, Inner Sanctum. Oh, one of the Majin. What shady shit was he trying to do in there? Oh, fuck. His arms just rip off? He was looking like he was turning into, like, fucking his arms were falling out. Was he buggying out there? Was this a different show? The hell? Well, he didn't die. What? Wait, what? What? Wait, is that the... Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, I had to go back to confirm it to make sure it was the same person I was thinking. It is. It's the dude. It's the fucking dude that that goddamn Rimuru. Sorry, I'm going to calm down for a second. Rimuru did the schooling back in season 1. He joined the school. He had like he talked to the guy that was running the school. That guy, they got like really into manga. He was super like innocent. He was supposed to be a student of fucking Shizu, and a former student of Shizu, and this guy is actually, because he just talked about a scheme and is this one of like the main bad guys or something? Like, what the fuck is going on? This guy acted so normal. Was he already like this before? Because he said you're already caught up. The slime has no idea. He's already caught up in your schemes. What is this third party here? When I saw the masks, I just assumed these guys were all working for Clayman. So I was waiting. I was like, this isn't Clayman's spot. So I was wondering, I was like, where the fuck is Clayman? Okay, this came out of absolutely nowhere. I'm shocked as fuck right now. This is out of nowhere. What the homunculuses they were talking that guy was talking about having the ability to create? So it's somebody else in these people. So Clayman's actually under these guys. Holy shit. But here's a question. If they have the technology to do this, and they said that it was a lot of money for them to do, does it have anything to do with the guy we just met last episode, or at least where he's from and where they're from? I feel like that's where the technology is. And tell me if I'm completely wrong here, because I'm just going with the information that's shown. I'm trying to like process it in my head, but I feel like it has to do with that area, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're involved, but they bought it from them, so maybe they sell that technology. Yeah, so that's where he went. We saw in the beginning of the episode. That was my question.
それは血を魔粒子化させ。
魔王マジでか。
逃げて正解よラプラス。奴は前世紀の俺と互角だった男なのだ。それで話し合い、多数決で決着をつける風習が生まれたんだよ。
じゃ、そいつが魔王バレンタインなのは事実として、なんでそんなところにいたんだろうね。
を餌としてしか見ていない。
There seems to be a lot stronger people than we've met so far. Holy shit.
もっと調査したいところだけど、魔王バレンタインがいるとなると、うかつなことはできないか。
All demon lords. What does this entail? I was just not really complaining, but more saying that last episode was really, you know, slower because it's starting the part. And then we get like this humongous info dump that I'm probably going to have to rewatch. And please let me know in the comments what I missed. If there's anything I missed in all the things that were said, let me know, because there was a lot there and a lot of mystery in general. But I think the biggest thing we just learned was there is a lot of people that are immensely stronger. Like, they seem a step above the demon lords that we've currently met. These are older ones, some revived ones that are, at least from what I'm noticing, immensely stronger. And this also kind of displaces Clayman's strength, because I've been looking at him as this super strong, like, person that they eventually need to fight. But it looks like there's even a step above that with all these other people. It just shows me that there is a lot more going on than it seems here. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about him. They're talking about that they bought these homunculus or whatever from that nation or whatever. So if I missed it, like I said, let me know. But are they? Does he know that this is happening? Are they selling to the highest bidder and they don't care who they sell to? That's like my biggest question here. I think Veldora just does what he wants. Oh yeah, some of them are not gonna know what's going on. Not necessarily here. It might be different. Okay, so it was sworn friend. They had a typo last episode with sword. Yeah, that's got to be kind of a mind fuck for them. Just got to keep him calm and let him kind of do what he wants. Okay then. Well, so much for a important meeting. I love how some people just didn't know about that at all, and they did it so casually. Don't like that face. Let me talk about the entire first season and season 2 part 1. There was a lot that went on there. I think this was needed, though, to tell them all the information so you can kind of be able to, so they can be in the loop. Yeah, it is kind of risky to tell, like, your people and everything about this stuff. At least not, you have to do it in your own way. And I'm sure not every nation sees Veldora the same way either. I would space out too, to be fair. Well, he learned, yeah, some valuable information. Well, that means you have to be able to read faces. Meaning they don't really owe him anything. Usually there's an ulterior motive. When somebody is like very helpful, I don't know, I found this. When someone's really helpful with something and they really don't owe you anything, there are generally nice people, but when it comes to diplomatic matters and higher ups like this, there's always an ulterior motive. There's something that they want in return. They're not going to give like this type of politeness and everything for absolutely no reason other than that. You know, you also might be, yeah, it might be a power thing as well, but yeah, there's an ulterior motive. That's true. He wouldn't even, without her, he wouldn't even have known how to do it. I didn't really look at it that way. That's something that we have to kind of realize. He did kill a ton of people. Like, this wasn't just, you know, this wasn't just like, oh, we hurt them and he killed them. Regardless for the reason, that's gotta seem threatening to somebody. This is how long these meetings probably go normally when any higher ups meet up with each other. In most parts you're outmatched, and that part's was a little scary to me at the time too. Oh, were they writing it as something different? Huh. It didn't seem like that when they were fighting, though. So it's either one of two things. One, she won, and which is what seemed to, for me, was she believed in everything that she was doing, and she saw him as evil, and so she felt like she was being just by doing that. That's what it seemed like it to me. The other possibility would be maybe she was being controlled by somebody, which is a possibility, as we've seen. Like, I mean, this is a fantasy world, so that would be the only other explanation, either controlled or that's just, and I'm leaning more towards the former, of her being somebody that's just that's how she thinks, that's how she is, and she saw Rimuru as somebody that was just truly evil, and then obviously the connection with Shizu as well. So it's I'm leaning towards that more so. It's all lots of fucked up, especially, you know, the stuff we've learned. I mean, Shizu is a good example. And that's what I was thinking. She was following the teachings. Oh God! He just, let's go and kill her? She was just calling him out. Well, we've seen how strong Diablo is too, so it wouldn't surprise me. And that guy, yeah. Of course it's him. We just learned, of course it's him. I'm a fucking, oh my God. Okay. So of course it's the guy. Okay, that's the guy that sold. That actually. Okay, now everything's kind of clicking. we kind of forgot that was a question in the first place of like there was somebody that's sold. So the guy that sold that sold him out is obviously the guy that the big twist from the beginning of the episode. Now that's all clicking, and why, and probably the way he, put him in a bad light most likely as well didn't help. But with that information, she kind of went in with that information and wanted. Okay, so it's really, I think maybe if she wasn't tipped off like that and probably put Rimuru in a really bad light already, I think maybe she wouldn't have had the same type of the same type of reaction and the way she was after him. I really didn't. I'm surprised he figured this out this fast. Oh, one of the spirit. I was wondering which one. Oh God. It already almost did. Wow. Okay, so this episode started out with a really big twist which is funny to me because I was saying, oh man, last episode was slower, whatever, and then it took me a second to register it. That's how big a twist this was, because it just made, like, I watched season 1 probably more recent than some people that watched, I did reactions this year. So it's more fresh in my mind, the end of season 1 with him and everything. So I remembered him not that way, not like he didn't, maybe I'll have to rewatch the episodes, but he didn't seem to come off shady by any means. So that personality, then him being the one that like kind of was, first of all was the traitor, and then second was the guy that like is him, and then there's this demon lord in that girl's body, and then the Majins actually fall, and Clayman being lower on the totem pole than I thought. Like it's just a lot of things added up on this episode. And if Clayman's not, and I think this is the biggest thing that I learned, and it really made me think. Clayman, they're all seeing Clayman as this freaking, like, the big person to beat right now, right? So they're and Rimuru has talked about, like, they're seeing him as the biggest threat. There's these higher stepped people that we just saw there, and there's these other demon lords that seem to be way stronger from the past, or just stronger in general, is showing up, which makes me insanely worried. Because if Rimuru is thinking that Clayman is like this big, humongous threat and putting all this energy, but we see these, just the way he was talking, like, you got this slime completely confused, and, Rimuru could be slowly being put in a trap, being put in a bad spot. He's a demon lord now, but as we've seen, there seems to be way different, like, strength levels compared to the demon lords. Just because you're a demon lord doesn't mean you're unbeatable. It makes me very nervous. And then on top of, the last thing right there with the spirit coming in and saying that they're doomed, is it more of like, does she see, like, are people going to attack them? Is there like what? Without more information, I don't understand that part. But I don't know. And the other shady part is, like, then it made me think they're talking about the the girl, that girl being the homunculus, and if these homunculuses are technology and created by the person that they just are, just had a meeting with and everything, especially with the shady face. Does that mean that guy is doing business with them, or is he not involved whatsoever? I don't trust, especially now that we know who was the traitor. It's very hard to trust anybody in this, because, and I said this before, like, these nations, even though you're making all these alliances, sometimes you're making too, I even said this in the first season, Rimuru might be making too many alliances, because you can't, you make an alliance with somebody and then make an alliance with another person that actually is enemies with another person. It makes this very confusing. I don't know. I have to say, I really enjoyed this episode because it's definitely worth a rewatch, which I'm going to have to do, especially the beginning, because we learned a lot of information in this. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/ajrich123. I put them out after I'm done, so make sure you check that out over there, and along with all the other shows I do over there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.